This video shows people who've downloaded the demo how Yo EasyBiz works, but it's also a great reference for users of Yo EasyBiz because it covers almost all the aspects of Yo EasyBiz for manufacturers, which really has most of the elements of Yo EasyBiz. Yo EasyBiz centers on the home page. You've got your contact information, links to pages you're going to use, and also links to tax forms that will be filled out for you automatically. So we enter our contact information, name of the business. Now we'll look at the graphs. This is monthly gross profit. Basically, it's expenses and income compared. And this gives you your monthly gross profit, your expenses by category. Each category of expense is shown in this graph. And for all graphs, you mouse over the bar and it'll tell you the exact value. We also have mileage on this graph page and income and expense compared. Now let's jump to the journal. The journal is the heart of Yo EasyBiz. This is where you enter your income and your expenses. We're using the demo version of Yo EasyBiz, so only a couple of fields are editable, but this still gives you a full idea of exactly how it works. We've got gross profit, total income and expense, and the amount you should set aside for self-employment tax. This is something no other software gives you. Now we'll enter a little bit of information in the demo here. We'll change this from 2,000 to 2,500, and of course this will change all the totals automatically in real time. Now we're entering some auto expense, and you'll see the numbers change as we do this. Now we'll jump to our mileage log. Here on the actual one, you can enter all the mileage you want for every month, every year. In the demo, we only have a couple of fields. You can enter your starting mileage and your ending mileage, and it'll calculate the total for you. Or you can enter mileage month by month. You could enter the total for February, for instance, or for March. You can enter totals, or you can enter detailed mileage, and it'll calculate it for you. There's links to jump to each month, and as you scroll, the top stays the same and the mileage log scrolls. Now, one of the great things here is that it compares actual auto expense with your mileage deduction, so you can decide which one you want to use on your Schedule C profit and loss for business income tax form. You get to deduct your mileage or your auto expense, but not both. Now we'll look at the product page. For people who manufacture products, this version will give you your inventory, a basic inventory, and you enter the quantity sold, whether it's retail or wholesale. And it has columns to show you cost of goods sold and your gross profit. It also has inventory cost analysis, which you don't get with QuickBooks or any other of your normal accounting software. You can enter components of your products and the cost and how many in each product, and it'll automatically figure out the cost per item and how much of that cost applies to your product. So it gives you an automatic cost of goods sold, which is used in calculating your inventory value and also in calculating your gross profit. So this is a huge advantage of the versions of Yo EasyBiz that contain products for those businesses that sell products, like food manufacturers and other manufacturing businesses. Now, if we change the retail price, you can see that now we have a little bit of gross profit here. Instead of $1, the gross profit is now $24 because our cost of goods sold was $1. Now our inventory opening value was $1. The current inventory value is 0 because we sold the item that cost us $1. Now the opening inventory value and closing inventory value are tracked by IRS. So we track them here for you, and you are all set when it comes to tax time. Now we're going to click the link to the home page and jump to our profit and loss. You can see we have all of the expense categories here in the spreadsheet, including a couple of custom columns for your own costs that don't fall within the categories given. Now the custom columns here don't have names, but you can give them a name in the month of January, and that name will carry throughout Yo EasyBiz. So we're going to give this column the name extra costs, and this one we'll call clothing. Now you'll see that it shows up immediately in the profit and loss page. Extra cost shows up in this list and also in the graph that you get next to the profit and loss listing. Now we didn't have any expenses in there, so we'll enter a couple of expenses for these custom columns. Now we'll return to profit and loss, and you can see immediately we've got those expenses. They show in the graph and they show in the expense list. Here we have your monthly profit and loss that gives you a profit and loss for each month and also your expenses for each month. So you can see exactly what you're spending in every category in every month. At the top of the page there are links to each month, so it's easy to get around. And there are also instructions for printing out each page. Now we're going to look at the tax forms. We'll start with Form 1040. First, you see that here's all the information you entered on the home page. Here's your income shown, your business income. We use a very successful business here in the demo, and we hope your business will be as successful. Now you'll see various choices you make. You enter an amount from this table. We can do amazing things for you, but we can't figure your personal income tax for you. That's a step you have to take at tax time. But we give you all the information surrounding it. Your bookkeeper or your tax preparer will love you when you bring in Yo EasyBiz. There are some questions to answer. You enter a number in the next to the larger or the smaller, or if the question is yes or no. 1 is yes, 0 is no. Those are best answered mid-year or somewhere maybe 3 or 4 months into the business year where you have information to give. Now we're looking at the profit and loss page, which is where most of people's business attention goes. What kind of expenses can I deduct and how much tax am I going to pay? Here's your income separated in cash and credit. The IRS requires separation of cash income and credit income, that is, income from charging credit cards. They recognize that's a very big part of business today, so you've got to list it. Now let's look at the cost of goods sold. This refers to the inventory product page we looked at earlier, and it also includes cost of labor and materials. So the way the IRS figures it is slightly different from the way a business figures cost of goods sold. Information on your vehicle. Here's the total from your mileage log. We strongly urge you to keep written mileage records. We even provide for everybody a printable mileage page that folds up pocket size. You can tuck it in your visor. You'll always have it in your car. It's very easy. Just start the opening mileage, the closing mileage. Here are extra expenses that are listed in some of the custom columns. Now we're going to go to the home page again, and we'll visit Schedule SE self-employment tax. Since you don't have tax automatically deducted from your business, you will be paying self-employment tax because you have to contribute to Social Security in some way, and this is the way. So if you have a business, you're going to pay tax. You don't get refunds the way you do if you work for somebody else. There's the upside, there's the downside. Basically, it's good to work for yourself. We love it. Now there are questions to answer here, as we saw before. You enter a number and you can see the tax form update automatically in real time. Again, it's best to do this when you have some business activity 3 or 4 months into the year, and you definitely enter this, revisit it at the end of the year because conditions may change, and that'll give you the most accurate totals for the end of your tax year. A couple of expenses that don't apply to most businesses are farm options for manufacturing businesses. Mostly that doesn't apply. And for low-income years, you can use this section once or twice, but we don't recommend it. Now let's look at Form 8829, Business Use of Your Home. We just ask you a few questions at the outset about the amount of area in your home and how much of it you use for business, and then we calculate this for you. If you have a daycare business, it's a much more complicated calculation, and we handle that as well. Now in this demo version, we give you just a few fields to fill out. You could add some expenses. You download the demo version and try it out. You can add some expenses here, some to figure your allowable deductions. We let you answer the questions, so the numbers will change automatically. There you go. You can see the numbers change as you enter the a 1 next to the smaller number. Because many of these questions the IRS asks is choose the larger or smaller of one of the other lines and enter that in this field. So we handle that by asking you the question and having you enter a 1 or a 0 as your answer. Keeps it simple. Depreciation of your home. This is a big one. Here's the information that you entered on the home page about your home value and the value of the land. Gives you the business basis, they call it, of your home. And the 17% that we saw upstairs there is applied to that. Now you get to depreciate a portion of the business use of your home as well. So you get the business use deduction plus depreciation. And EasyBiz knows this stuff and makes sure that you get all the deductions that you deserve. Now we'll jump to cash flow. The cash flow report is not included in QuickBooks automatically. This way you may get a cash flow, but you have to run it as a special report and make sure you put all the information in correctly. EasyBiz provides it automatically for you, laid out just the way it should be. You can scroll through the months horizontally using the scroll bar at the bottom right, and the categories on the left stay where they are. The cash flow report gives you a picture of your expenses, how they flow through the year, and your cash position at the end of each month. This is very useful information to analyze how your business did in one year, and you can also use this to estimate and project how it'll do the next year. You can also play around here with adding investment, or we entered a loss here in the first month and our business did so well, it made up for the loss in 1 month. Here we'll reset to 0, and there you have Yo EasyBiz.